Joey Swoll is being counseled for defending Hulk Hogan.
What did he do?
Take a look.
Listen, I can post Hulk Hogan if I want to. Just because somebody makes a mistake in their life doesn't mean that they haven't done good things. Hitler.
Joey Swoll, who's the king of holding other people accountable, really needs to do better. Because he's getting absolutely cooked after posting a tribute to Hulk Hogan over the weekend, who is an absolute wrestling icon, but also a well-known racist and just horrible person by many accounts.
Hulk Hogan was a notorious racist, someone who repeatedly used racial slurs towards his fellow wrestlers and was even removed for the Hall of Fame for it.
But he's facing a ton of backlash, not only for posting the tribute to Hulk Hogan, but for how horrible and tone deaf his response was after being called out, where he came off arrogant, ignorant, and even racist himself while doubling down on his admiration for Hulk Hogan.
Listen, I can post Hulk Hogan if I want to. Just because somebody makes a mistake in their life doesn't mean that they haven't done good things.
And then deflecting the black people in the craziest way possible.
If you're gonna attack me, you better go after the colored athletes and the people that are black and minority that went and posted him as well.
Yo, being under the age of 80 and not living in the deep south but calling black people colored in 2025 is insane. But I'm Jew, welcome to the channel. Please like and share the video. Don't forget to sub. Now, let's get into it. If you don't know, Joey Swoll built a huge following off calling people out for their trash behavior and lack of accountability in the gym.
So you say on this video, wait for the idiot walking past. So let me get this straight. You're the one that puts your phone on the floor in a walkway at the gym in front of all these machines, and she's just minding her own business, going about her workout, and she's the idiot? Seriously? Not to mention, you're a grown 54-year-old woman. You're from a time where there were no phones in gyms and nobody was recording. Yet you think it's okay to treat people this way? You don't own the gym. Just because you're recording doesn't mean everybody else has to stop their workout just for you. You need to do better. Mind your own business.
But he showed a complete lack of self-awareness and accountability after he got called out for reposting himself working out in Hulk Hogan's costume as a tribute after he passed last week. And it's not a surprise at all that he faced backlash, because Hulk Hogan has a well-documented history of saying terrible, hateful things against black people, using some really horrible and selfish business practices, and just being an overall terrible person outside the ring.
Let's talk about the Joey Swoll controversy, because this guy is losing followers by the second. So a few days ago, after Hulk Hogan died, Joey reposted a video he made back in 2020 in full Hulk attire, trying to sort of memorialize him. Mind you, Hulk Hogan was a notorious racist. If you don't know, back in 2015, Hulk Hogan was caught on video using the N-word. He admitted in that same video to being a racist, and he outwardly expressed disgust that his daughter would date a black man. Kind of a shitty guy, right? So understandably, Joey was getting a lot of heat in the comments section. So then he went on TikTok Live and he said this.
Listen, I can post Hulk Hogan if I want to. Just because somebody makes a mistake in their life doesn't mean that they haven't done good things. I don't know what he did, and he said something 20 years ago and apologized for it. If you're going to attack me, you better go after the colored athletes and the people that are black and minority that went and posted him as well.
Joey, colored athletes? Is that the Hulkamania inside you running wild? Because we're about the same age. We did not grow up talking like that in the 90s. Well, I didn't. I suppose if your role model was Hulk Hogan, someone who repeatedly used racial slurs towards his fellow wrestlers and was even removed for the Hall of Fame for it, maybe you might use that term. And if you're such a big fan, I don't accept that you didn't know about Hulk's words and actions. He was just campaigning for Trump, another notorious racist. The biggest problem I have is this. You built an entire platform calling people out when they just did something rude at the gym. You've made a lot of money off that. So it's weird and a bit hypocritical that you think racism is just one little mistake we should all forget about. I don't know if you're a racist, Joey, but if you don't have a problem with racism, that's just as bad. You need to do better.
Which is how an icon like Hulk Hogan got booed by the entire crowd when he made an appearance on WWE Raw back in January. And because he was catching so much heat in the comments, Joey responded in probably the worst way possible, which is surprising for somebody that calls other people out for a living.
Listen, I can post Hulk Hogan if I want to. Just because somebody makes a mistake in their life doesn't mean that they haven't done good things. I don't know what he did, and he said something 20 years ago and apologized for it. If you're going to attack me, you better go after the colored athletes and the people that are black and minority that went and posted him as well. Okay, the man was nice to me. He made a mistake. I'm not God. People make mistakes in life. If you got a problem with that, look at yourself. There's not one single person in here that hasn't made a mistake in their life. So
there's just so many things wrong with that response. He's coming off super defensive, arrogant, and defensive all at the same time. Because Hulk Hogan has been well-known racist ever since the tape leak back in 2015. And racism isn't a mistake, it's a choice that he made over and over again. I mean, he cut his daughter off for dating black men, and this is literally what he said. I mean, I'd rather if she was gonna some N-word, I'd rather her marry an 8-foot-tall N-word worth $100 million, like a baseball player. I guess we're all a little racist. An N-word. And that's literally what he said about his daughter's boyfriend, about her dating a black man, which is just sick. So again, there's no mistake there, just outright racism. And even after Joey got backlash, he doubled down and acted completely unaware that it was racist to call black people colored.
see me supporting racism. I've literally done videos against racism. I bought a black girl a gym membership that was being discriminated against at the gym. People are attacking. This is the internet, guys. People only love you until they can find something to try and tear you down about. And that's okay. Who is posting about the fact that I said, I didn't mean anything bad by saying colored. I didn't mean anything bad by that. So if that was wrong, I apologize. Somebody already educated me on that. But if that's what you want to be upset with me about, I don't know what you want me to say. I didn't mean anything by it. There was nothing racist about that. Wow, I said that. Good for you. People of, so it's okay to say person, because somebody earlier that was a minority was saying person of color. So it's okay to say person of color. How about have a conversation with me? I'm a love.
I mean, he's clearly agitated in that video for being called out for supporting the racists and being called racist himself. The funniest thing, though, is Joey saying that he's not racist because he bought a black girl a gym car. I don't know why that was so funny to me. But I really think this TikTok responded to all of Joey's talking points perfectly.
Just because somebody makes a mistake in their life doesn't mean that they haven't done good things.
Hitler.
I don't know what he did, and he said something 20 years ago and apologized for it.
He called black people hard yards and was angry at his daughter for dating one, and said only rich ones are acceptable because the money makes up for it.
And apologized for it.
He said he would never want to be reincarnated into a black family because that would be his karma for what he's done and said to them.
And apologized for it.
He also prevented other workers from unionizing so he could make all the money as the face.
And apologized for it.
And when his son paralyzed the guy, he said God punished the guy who got paralyzed.
If you're going to attack me, you better go after the colored athletes and the people that are black and minority that went and posted him as well.
Deflection, one-on-one, zero accountability. Look what everybody else is doing except for me. Also, the use of colored is insane.
Okay, the man was nice to me. He made a mistake.
He's extremely racist, but he was nice to me, so I accept all of his behaviors and shun anybody who he was horrible to and made feel horrible.
I'm not God. People make mistakes in life. If you got a problem with that, look at yourself. There's not one single person in here that hasn't made a mistake.
That is the most skinhead comment I have ever heard in my life.
If you got a problem with that, then just leave or you'll be blocked.
If you don't side with racists or support them, leave or I'm going to block you because I side with them and I support them.
Period.
That was pretty bad, but people are saying I know who he voted for.
Oh, we all know who he voted for.
You can't know off of one video.
We all know!
And after the backlash got too much, Joey deleted the Hogan tribute and came back with a completely different tone, addressing the controversy and apologizing.
I owe my followers, my community, and all of social media an apology. A few days ago, I reposted an old video of me in the gym wearing a Hulk Hogan Halloween costume on the day that he passed. Last night in my live stream, a lot of people expressed how upset and frustrated they were with me that I had posted that. Instead of listening and understanding like I should have, I became defensive and said that I was posting to celebrate the wrestling icon, the person that so many of us looked up to as kids that we grew up with, that made us tear our shirts and take our vitamins and say our prayers. I didn't know to the extent of all the horrible things that he had done. Since last night, I have done a lot of research, talked to a few people, and learned all of the horrible, horrible things that man has done, which is way more than just making a mistake and being human. So because of that, I have taken the videos down and I apologize to anybody that I offended. I am sorry. Also, during last night's live stream, I used the word colored instead of saying person of color, which is a very outdated, very offensive term. A few moments later, somebody educated me and told me that it wasn't okay to use that, which I immediately apologized to everyone and said I would never do that again. So once again, to anybody that I offended, I am sorry. You know, my whole page, my whole brand is based on holding people accountable and doing better. I would be a hypocrite if I didn't hold myself to the same standards. I am human, I am still growing, I am still learning, and I promise all of you, I will do better. I have nothing but love and kindness in my heart. I will continue to try to make the world a better place. And once again, to everybody, I apologize.
Now look, I was a huge wrestling fan growing up, like a lot of us were. I loved Hogan, Macho Man, Sting, Razor Ramon, Shawn Michaels. And when the Attitude Era hit, you couldn't tell me nothing about Stone Cold. But I really stopped watching wrestling after that. I didn't keep up with it at all. And even with me not keeping up with wrestling, I still knew about Hogan's controversies over the years. So for Joey to say that Hulk Hogan was his idol, but he was totally oblivious to all the horrible shit that Hogan said and did, it's kind of hard to believe. And on top of that, for this man needing to be educated to not call black people colored is just crazy. Black people haven't been called colored since we were getting sprayed with hoses during the civil rights marches of the 60s. So for somebody to use that term 60 years later is just super weird. But Joey did apologize, so that's enough for some people. And other people, not so much. This apology seems like a bunch of damage control bullshit. Cause had you done research before being defensive, you wouldn't need to apologize in the first place. How the fuck is someone a huge idol to you and you don't know how he did all that shit? Come the on. It took him getting flared up on the internet to do research. You can't make this up. I'm taking the apology until he fucks up again. We're all humans. Damage control much? I'm sorry, he can't make me believe that out of his whole life, he was just informed of the impact of using the word colored. If someone just told him, how often has he been saying colored unchecked? Again, for his entire life? Nah, man. I think that's a super accurate point. Just a crazy situation. But y'all let me know what you think about all this in the comments. Also, make sure you check out the next video and don't forget to follow me on Instagram for behind the scenes and life stuff, and I'll catch you next time. Peace.